Hey Clubhouse, Erin here. We are now on Ko-Fi, a support platform where you can help us grow while gaining access to exciting new Storytime adventures like never before. Head to ko-fi.com and search Hippocampus Clubhouse in the Explore tab, where you'll find multiple ways to offer support, from one-time donations to choosing one of 4 membership options, all of which allow you even more access to both me and the Clubhouse, with special ways of saying thank you, including a personal shout-out to you right here on the podcast. Whether you're a monthly member, a one-time contributor, following us on Instagram, or simply love tuning in and sharing our story time with friends, we are so thankful for your support. Now, on to the show. Welcome back to the Hippocampus Clubhouse, a creative SEL-based storytelling podcast for kids. Erin here, and today at the Clubhouse, we're exploring consent, or giving someone permission to touch our bodies. We'll meet Kai, a little mermaid boy living under the sea with his family and all of his sea creature friends. Kai loves his family and friends so very much and always wants to give them a very big hug, or as he calls it, a squish. Most of his friends don't mind Kai's big squishes, but when he meets a new friend who does not want to be squished or even touched, Kai must find a new way to show how much he cares and learn how to ask if it's okay to touch. First, here to introduce our story is today's Storytime Voices guest, our friend and my son, Bryant.
My name is Bryant and I'm 4 years old. My book is Can I Give You a Squish? Written by Neilson.
Thank you, Bryant, for that wonderful introduction. Now, let's get comfy cozy and ready to open our hearts and minds with Can I Give You a Squish? Written by Neilson. Can I give you a squish? Kai was a mermaid boy living under the sea with the rest of the fish and sea life and his mermaid family. Kai swam up to his mama and gave her a very big squish.
I love giving squishes,
he said as he swam all around his mama and the kelp. The rest of the morning, Kai gave out squishes to everyone. He squished a big kelp forest. Then he squished a rock. Then he scrunched and squished some buried treasure. Then he even gave his friends dolphin, octopus, and lobster one big group squish. Then Kai saw a little pufferfish that he very much wanted to squish. Dolphin, octopus, the starfish, and lobster all got a bit worried as Kai approached the sleeping pufferfish. The pufferfish felt him approaching, looked up, and saw Kai coming. As soon as Kai touched him, suddenly the pufferfish puffed up like a big, giant, pokey water balloon, which is, of course, what pufferfish do when they are scared or upset.
Excuse me, I do not like to be squished,
said the pufferfish. Kai felt terrible. He was sad and a bit embarrassed and swam deep into the kelp forest to hide. All he had wanted to do was give his friend a friendly squish. But somehow it had all gone horribly wrong, and he had scared his friend. That was not what he wanted to do, and the fish had not liked his friendly squish at all. Mr. Crab came over.
Maybe there's something else you can do besides give a squish to show that you want to be friends.
Kai thought about this for a moment. But what? Kai loved giving squishes. What else could he possibly do to show his friends that he cares? All of the friends got together and thought. Then they considered. Then they pondered. And at last, the idea came to them all. Instead of giving a squish, Kai could let his friends know that he cares by giving a fin bump. It's kind of like a high five with your hand, but with your fin. The pufferfish was still swollen and pokey and hiding from Kai. Kai wanted to make things right, so he swam up to Pufferfish, but kept his distance.
Excuse me, said Kai. I see you don't like squishes, and I'm sorry. Would you like a fin bump instead?
Just then, the pufferfish became very calm. His face went from worry to happiness, and slowly he began to deflate, and his prickly quills started to lay down. He looked at Kai's hand, extended outwards in a fist to make a fin bump. Pufferfish thought for a moment, and then with a very excited smile said,
"Yes, I like getting fin bumps,"
and gave Kai a big bump with his fin.
"Oh, thank goodness," said Kai. "I like giving them too."
The pufferfish and Kai swam over to dolphin, octopus, and lobster.
"What about you guys? What do you guys like?" they asked.
Dolphin said, "I like to do tail claps." Kai giggled, "Me too!" And together they gave each other a tail clap. The octopus said,
"I like to do tentacle shakes with all of my tentacles."
Kai only had one hand, so he decided to give one of Octopus's tentacle a nice shake. Lobster stood up with his pincher claws high in the water and asked, "Does anyone want a claw pinch?" But pufferfish and dolphin and octopus and sea urchins and even Kai said, "No thanks." Octopus changed his mind and said,
"Well, maybe just one,"
and gently gave Lobster his tentacle. And Lobster, very gently back, gave him just a little bit of a pinch. This one didn't hurt. In fact, it even kind of tickled. And everyone, including Kai, laughed. That's when Kai realized,
Every fish in the sea likes their own kind of squish. Whether it's a walrus or a shark, a sea star or a jellyfish, an octopus, a whale, narwhals, stingrays, shrimp, goldfish, hammerhead sharks, and more. We all like to be asked before we're touched and asked if we would like a squish, including me.
Kai was so happy about his discovery, he swam straight to his mama to show her what he had learned. First, he asked her if she would like a fin bump. She said yes, so together they bumped fins. Then they decided to do a tail clap. Then Kai asked if Mama would like a tentacle shake. She said yes, even though she didn't have tentacles. And she even let Kai give her a tiny, teeny little claw pinch right on her cheek. Mama then said, "Thanks, Bubble, my love. But, Kai, honey, I think out of all of those fun ways for you to show me that you care, I would much rather have you give me a squish."
Okay, Mama,
said Kai. And Kai opened his arms big and wide and wrapped them around his mama and gave her the biggest squish of all. The end. Wow, that was such a cute story. I especially liked how Kai and his friends came up with new and fun ways for Kai to show his love and happiness with his friends instead of just grabbing and squishing. I also enjoyed how everyone learned that they have a right to say that they do not like being touched unless someone asks them first. What about our friend Bryant? What did you think about this story?
I like this book because I have a cousin named Kai, and I also like to give squish.
Oh, and what did you learn?
I learned that I should ask before giving a squish or a hug.
Yes, that's true. And why is that important to you?
That's important to me because I don't like it when people touch me without asking, like the pufferfish.
I see. Thank you, Bryant, for that wonderful outlook. And I hope you enjoyed. Can I give you a squish? And maybe learn something new to share with those in your world. Grown-ups, if you're interested in purchasing this title, click the link in the show notes now. Our free story time is welcome to all and made possible by listeners like you. We thank you for your support and for sharing our story time with friends. If you're new to the Clubhouse, click subscribe. And if you like what you hear, please rate and review. If you want to be a guest on our podcast with your favorite story, just like Bryant, have your grown-up visit our website at hippocampusclubhouse.com. And under podcast, click on Storytime Voices. While you're there, check out our new one-stop bookshop featuring safe and family-friendly titles to love for everyone in your home, even the grown-ups, all while helping to support small business and independent bookstores all across the country. Find us on Instagram and don't forget to join the Clubhouse mailing list and learn about new story adventures ahead, parenting tips and activities rooted in neuroscience, and more. Until next time, be sure to tell your story with an open heart while listening to others with an open mind, just like Kai and Bryant do.